Hey guys, I'm James, and today I'm going to be talking about ARK Survival Evolved. Now, I've only made one recent video on ARK Survival Evolved, and it was on the fan-made Sugar Glider dossier for a DLC idea. Now, that was the first of my game suggestions, but that was just a simple dossier read-through. Now, today I'm not actually going to be suggesting something that will be added to the main game itself, but instead about Survive the ARK, the official ARK forums, and more specifically the suggestions page and the voting system that goes along with it. So the voting system right now is not that good. I would not call it bad, but it is unpolished for sure and it needs to be worked on quite a bit. I would post some ideas in there, but I'm not really active on that thread. I used to be really active on the suggestions area, but until it gets fixed, I haven't really been active on there. So I'm going to be saying some feedback I have for Wildcard and the moderators / admins on the forum. I don't only think these would be good for forum users wanting to create a suggestion, but they'd even be good for Wildcard to figure out what kind of content the community wants. So here is the ideas I have. First, I will start off with the front page, because it's of course the first thing all players will see when they go to look at the suggestions. I've noticed that all, or nearly all, of the suggestions on the front page right now have been there since the beginning of the voting system's implementation, well over a year ago. For example, the top voted page on there right now, I'm pretty sure, is separate PvE and PvP balances, or that's one of the top on there, and it has been there since right when the voting system was implemented, and so is the same for the rest of the posts on the front page. Once the first ones battled it out for the front page contender, it almost left no room for any new suggestions. The same suggestions on the front page will most likely still be there in a long, long time. This is made worse by the fact that the page is set by default to sort by most votes and not by recently updated, which it used to. Almost nobody switches to recently updated, and this means new suggestions only get about 3 votes at the most. Now, I don't suggest we just get rid of votes and switch it back to the recently updated. Not at all. What instead I would like to see is a good way to fix this. And it's extremely simple. A moderator, or possibly a bot, but I wouldn't really suggest it, should wipe the votes every few months. Not the forums or the suggestions themselves, I mean, but the votes. And this could maybe be every 2 to 3 months. The reason I suggest a moderator do it is because, let's say the votes do not get much votes in time, the posts don't get much votes in time, then they could maybe let it stay on there for and as a last note, and I said this already, not the posts themselves, just the votes. Right now, posts can be upvoted. I really liked the addition of this, as it shows how many people want something in the game. But there's still something wrong with just upvoting. It doesn't show how much people don't want a suggestion to be added. This is why I suggest that there should be a downvoting feature on the forums. It's already in the comments section of the suggestions, but not on the main suggestion itself. I don't really suggest that it lower the votes like it does on Reddit, like one downvote would take away an upvote, but instead it should show an equal number, like show how much, like a different indicator. So an indicator showing how much people like it and an indicator showing how much people don't. And yeah. An argument for why downvoting should not be added is that people can easily make spam accounts to downvote these suggestions. The problem is, the same can happen with upvoting, and probably does sometimes happen even with the system in place right now. There are simple fixes for this, just like all of the others. Early birds should not be able to vote. This may seem like a very simple addition, but in the long run would be a tremendous help against spamming. This would mean that accounts would have to at least spoken a bit in order to vote. Not only would this stop spam accounts from the same person, but it would also stop people who don't play ARK from voting. For example, what if I were to get my friend on to help vote with me, but they've never even played the game before and barely even know what it is? This would fix that. And in case people don't think it should be early birds not being able to vote, maybe instead it could be 1 vote per email address. As a conclusion, wildcard, I know you're probably not watching this, but in case you are, I hope you take these suggestions into consideration. Not only are these extremely simple additions, and they would not take much effort to add, but I think they're pretty good, if I say so myself. The suggestion system right now seems pretty unfinished, and these would help it a lot. In fact, Chris himself, one of the rather high-ranking people at Wildcard, said that I actually had made some pretty good points, and he would show it to the rest of the people. Now, this has been months since I made that post. Do I think these are actually going to get added? No, but I'm always hopeful. And hopefully one day we do in fact get this polished suggestion system. I'm James, and see you guys in the next video.